Hi, Craig Martin here from IndieTravelPodcast.com. Today I've got some questions that have been sent in to me and Linda from the Indie Travel Podcast community on Facebook, on Twitter, and at IndieTravelPodcast.com itself. So let's get into it. First question from James. He says, I've heard that it's a good idea to scan a couple of key documents, such as passport, and then email them to yourself. Can you guys think of any other similar documents? Well, yeah, it definitely is a good idea to do that. As well as the photo page of your passport, you would probably want to add any visas that you've got for the countries that you're traveling in and are going to travel in. You might also want to do the same for your driver's license as a secondary form of ID. We also keep a copy of our insurance policies and also any valuable things that we're carrying. We take photos of and try to include the serial numbers, so if we do need to make an insurance claim, we've got that extra proof that we can offer the insurance company. Now, we email them to ourselves. We also store a copy on Dropbox.com, which is a free file storage service. And yeah, that really helps. Make sure you've got, of course, unique passwords and strong passwords for those. And yeah, consider taking a photo of that stuff as well and keeping it on your phone if you're carrying a smartphone with you. Question from Joshua, and kind of a similar one from Sam. How about secret stash travel tips? And he gives an example of a Huffington Post article. And also safety around Bangkok or similar cities for young travelers, where to store passports, money, etc., and how to keep away from trouble. Well, keeping away from trouble is a subject all to itself, and one that we cover in our new travel safety book at travelsafetybook.com. You can pick up a copy of that there, but you know, it's just could talk about it for days. But let's have a look at storing money and stashing money. We don't really do this. Now, some people stash money either in inside their shoes, in belts that they buy with little zip pockets hidden inside it, in the seams of their bags, in the harnesses of their bags, sometimes in the seams of their clothing or hidden pockets. This is so if you get mugged or you get completely cleaned out, you've got a little bit of money to get started with. We personally rely on having access to a couple of cards, EFTPOS cards, credit cards. So we've always sure that we both have cards, and there's also cards back at our accommodation, normally in a safe if possible, or locked in our bag and inside our lockers if not, because you're really unlucky if your hostel or your apartment gets robbed at the same time that you get mugged out in the street. So yeah, we don't actually stash stuff hidden away. Should you use a room safe or a reception safe, or should you carry these valuable things with you, your passport, your money? Really depends on a whole load of different things. Where you are, how safe you feel, how confident you feel with the hotel staff. So you've kind of got to balance all of that together. And yeah, just make the best decision you can every time. Heidi asks she says, I was wondering if you wear your money belt every day or just on long distance traveling days, i.e. do you leave it safe in the hotel room during the day when you visit a museum or something like that? Well, Heidi, it once again comes down to a few things, and it's quite a tough one sometimes. Depends on how secure we feel with where we are, where we're going, where our bags will be stored, and our general energy levels, and just our general feeling about how things are at the moment. But as a rule of thumb, if we've got access to a room safe, we'll use that. If we're staying in someone's home rather than in a shared space like a hotel room or a hostel, we tend to let the security side of things down a little bit and feel more comfortable leaving our stuff at someone's home. So yeah, really depends, that one. Spencer asks, how much money do people carry? With ATMs across the world, you normally don't have to carry that much, but having a couple of $100 stashed away somewhere has gotten him out of some scrapes, especially in the middle of nowhere with no ATMs. Well, yeah, definitely. If you're going to be going somewhere without ATMs, you need to make sure you've got enough cash to get you through that. We always try and keep at least 2 days food and board money on us at all times. This was a decision we came to after we got stuck without access to ATMs after the Chilean earthquake, the big one that hit Concepcion in 2010. We were there for that, and we got stranded in a place with no access to ATMs for about 3 days, and so it was a bit tight at times trying to have enough money to feed us, pay our accommodation and things like that. So yeah, now we try and be at least 48 hours clear. Because we get charged every time we make an ATM withdrawal, we tend to take out the maximum amount available, which is normally about 500 US. So we pull that out and then we use that up until we get down to our 2-day limit and then make another withdrawal. The only times we might have less than that is if we're approaching a border where we know that we're going to get a bad deal on the exchange rate, and yeah, we intend to do a withdrawal on the other side. And we normally have a little bit of money as an emergency backup in that situation, normally in US dollars. We've found that US dollars will be able to be exchanged at the best rate no matter where you are. Whereas even currencies that are more strong or just as reliable, like pound sterling, Australian dollars, the euro, they are often not exchanged at the same rates as the US dollar. And we've actually even had trouble with trying to exchange Scottish pounds as opposed to pounds sterling from the Bank of England, which, yeah, it's crazy when you're looking at a 20% swing in the exchange rate when it's really the same currency. So, yeah, that's us. It'll be interesting to hear how much cash you carry with you. Last one, Amanda asks about our thoughts on overnight trains in Europe, especially for people on their own. A friend was robbed while she slept a couple of years back, and you always hear these rumours, especially in Eastern Europe, but I'm reluctant to believe it's that much of a risk. Well, Amanda, you're right. The chance of it happening is really quite small, but at the same time the risk is very real. People do get robbed on trains all the times, and not just travellers, locals as well. So some of the things you can do is to secure the locks on your bag with a good padlock, and then attach that bag to something like the luggage support, and that will keep it safe. It'll stop snatch and grab robbers anyway, and with the noise they'll likely make when they drop your bag as it hits the end of a chain, or if you've got it, just even having the harness snapped around the compartment or snapped around another bag if you're traveling with a companion will often make enough noise to wake you up if you're sleeping. If you've got a small bag like a handbag or a little backpack with your most valuable stuff in it, you obviously want to be looking after that even more carefully. So having that attached to your bunk while you treat it like a teddy bear, or using it as a pillow, or having it up near your head, obviously against the wall rather than up against the aisle, will make sure that stuff stays safe. And if, like a lot of travelers nowadays, you're carrying a laptop, a nice camera, maybe an iPhone or something like that, if that's where all of your eggs are, you really want to look after that basket. So yeah, I hope that was helpful. If you have other travel safety questions, you can visit indietravelpodcast.com and either leave a comment on this post or just in the travel forums if you can't find it, or you can visit travelsafetybook.com where we'll be able to answer all of your travel safety questions.